In this video, we are going to create reusable UI components using pure HTML and JavaScript without front-end libraries or frameworks such as React.js, Vue.js, Angular, and 100 other libraries and frameworks. There are two ways to create your own reusable components without front-end libraries or frameworks. The first one is using JavaScript to create custom HTML. The second way is using JavaScript to inject HTML components into your HTML pages before publishing or deploying or building your website or project for production. Somewhere on your computer, create a folder. For example, I'm going to create here a folder using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Shift+N. Call it UI Components. HTML. Open the folder, open it with VS Code, open with code. If you also prefer to use Visual Studio Code as your IDE or code editor, you can download it from the website of Microsoft. And if you don't know how to install and download it, then you can watch the video. The link is in the description. We also need Node.js. So if you don't have Node.js installed on your computer, you can also watch the video how to install Node.js on Windows 10 or Windows 11. The link is also in the description of the video. Imagine we are going to create a 4-page website. For that, we need to create a few HTML files. For example, index for the home page, index.html. Use exclamation mark to generate some basic stuff. Save it. Click on the file name, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. Rename it to About. For example, for the About page, home page, about page, contact page, and products page. This is contact page. Products. About. And welcome page. Create a folder components. Inside this folder, create side menu.html, footer.html, and header.html. So these are our components. For header, for example, we use just header element. given a class top main hdr, footer, main footer for the page, HTML aside element for the side menu, development.js, production.js, create also a CSS file for the styling, create another file scripts.js. We start with the home page, link your style file, link style sheet, main CSS, and also link the development scripts. Script src development.js, defer. This attribute means that the script should load when the page or the HTML is fully loaded. Main header, aside for the side menu, main side menu, and footer with the class main footer, and a div element for the page content. Save it, we don't need this stuff. So the components, header and side menu, let's change this to div. Header also div. Main footer items. Let us make the header first. Logo and then div. For the side menu icon, and here some links. Home, about, The logo should also be a link to the home page. And an image, company logo, in my case Akianos logo. Create a folder, call it public. Inside the public, create another folder, call it images. Inside the images, paste all the images that you want to use on your website. We should change the structure of our project to make it easier for ourselves. Move all the pages into the public folder. Also the scripts, also the main CSS. Change this path. And here type if document dot query selector this class main header create here a function, a sing function with the name read components, the URL, await fetch URL, if response is not okay, that is what this exclamation mark is about. So if it is okay, it makes it false so that it does not check inside the if block. Console.log error plus URL to know where the error happened, and also we want to see the response, and return to stop the function, return await response.text. And here read component, this is a promise, so then the content Ctrl C Ctrl V dot inner HTML is set to the content. Save it. Now I am using live server because without live server the fetch does not work. If you don't have the live server extension, you can just click on extensions and then search live server and install it. Right click and open with live server. Click F12 to see here. So we see an error that then is not a function. I forgot to pass here the URL. So the URL for the main header is components header.html. Save it. So now we see the content. Very nice. For the image, we should provide the URL. This is in the images. Because we inject this in these files in the pages, we should also set the URL based on these files or these pages. So here it should be images and logo .png. For all the links and sources, we need to add /public. Here also public, Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, and also here for the style sheet, save it. Let us see. Now everything is working. The logo is huge. Open CSS, spheres for the body, margin 0, padding 0, font family. These are the font families that I like: Verdana, Geneva, Tahoma, Arial. Font size 14 pixels. Background this. Top main HDR. Display flex direction. Row, by default it is row, but I like to mention it row. Justify content, space between. Align items center. Logo AMG. Width 100 pixels. Height auto. Very nice. Padding top and bottom 10 pixel. Top and bottom 20 pixels, right and left 10 pixels. I want that the menu comes here and these items comes here. So justify space around, remove it. Very nice. Margin left 20 pixels. Margin right 30 pixels. Cursor pointer. Background blue. Color white. Border radius 3 pixels. Padding 3 pixels. Okay, not bad. Control C, Control V, top HDR nav, margin left 10 pixels. Border bottom 1 pixel. Solid. Now let us work on the side menu. Inside the container first we have the logo. Copy the image, paste it here. Class items. Control C, Control V, Control X, div main. These are for example the main items, and div social media, here Facebook, link to Facebook for example, link to LinkedIn, for example Instagram, format name, class bold, Control C, Control V, font weight bold. So copy this, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, change the header to side menu, save it. Now we see the side menu, main, social media, but this must be like a full screen. Okay, Control C, general stylus, position fixed, top 0, bottom left, right, background something not like this, black, but something like this. Save it. Now it looks like this. We actually do need the container. Formatted. Control C. Too much Control C, Control V. Width by default 50%, and background we want it to be full black, and color white, and height 100%. Padding top and bottom 10 pixels, right and left 20 pixels. Side menu items, dot items, display flex direction column. Very nice. All the links inside the item. Measure top 10 pixels, and color also white, and no underline. Text decoration none. Measure top 20 pixels. It is also gave measure left 20 pixels to make it come under the logo. Control X, Control V, call it social. Flex direction row. This is not necessary. Hopefully, measure top 10 pixels. Dot empty 10 because we are using it a lot. So measure top 10 pixels. Control C. We need that also here. Very nice. Social span. Font weight bold. Now it is much better. When click happens here, we close the side menu. Side menu is by default hidden. When click happens on menu, we open the menu. Let us link the scripts. S or C scripts.js. If document.query selector menu icon, Control C, Control V, dot add event listener, click on a function, copy this, dot query selector main side menu, dot class list, dot toggle hidden. Actually it is public dot scripts dot js. Okay, it is not working. So this script it is executed before this script. What we can do is to bring this inside of this, and now it is working. Control X, Control V, and we want to toggle the menu only when the click happens here. So based on the event, if event.target dot class name is this, we want to toggle it. Now probably you are asking yourself why I am not storing these elements into variables. Well, the reason is if you are using this a lot, there will be so many variables that is actually not necessary, but they consume lots of the user device's RAM, the memory of the user device. And in some devices, if the RAM is not so much, which is most of the time 4 gigabytes on smartphones, which is not so much because most of the users use all the applications kind of simultaneously because they don't close the applications that are running in the background. So that's why it is not a good practice to have so many variables. Save it. Very nice. If click happens here, this is a link, here, nothing happens. But if click happens here, it gets closed. So this is about injecting the component, and this is about adding the action. Now let us work on the footer. Bold, main, for the main we are going to use the same thing, Control C, Control V. Paste products. For example, we sell smartphone, laptops, tablets. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. Payment systems. Frequently asked questions. Return policy. Terms. Success stories. Control C. Display flags. Justify content space between. Padding top and bottom. 20 pixels. Right and left 10 pixels. And we need to inject that as well. Control C, Control V. And this one is footer. Let us see. Very nice. This is the footer. And FTR items. FTR items. Display flags. Flags direction column. Very nice. Control C. And all the links. Color. If text decoration none, and measure top 10 pixels. background, very nice. We have the header, the side menu, and the footer. H1, for example, welcome to our website. Dot page, margin, top and bottom 20 pixels, right and left 10 pixels. And the paragraph, we are a group of lorem ipsum. Another lorem ipsum. Copy this, smartphones, now they look like this. Promotion, Control C, Control V, Control V, Control X, format name, class flex, space between. Under the general stylus, display flex dot spc btw between, justify content space between, align center ALN, align item center, very nice. promotion with 300 pixels and height 300 pixels, border radius 5 pixels, border 1 pixel, solid teal, padding 5 pixels, top and bottom 1 pixels, right and left 5 pixels. Very nice. TXTC for text align center. We will also use this a lot. TXTC top products and an HR to give it something like this. Promotion H3 also text align center. Dot promotion H3 text align center. Border bottom 1 pixel, solid teal, padding bottom 5 pixels, border top 1 pixels, I paste some example images and let us use them. Public images, smartphone, public images, laptop, public images, software, save it, very huge, go to the CSS, image with 100%. Promotion AMG 80% and with auto. Display flex, justify content center. You see the problem here is that the height does not work based on percentage, so it has to be fixed. 200 pixels. Beautiful. Let us say that the home page is done. Now let us work on the other pages. Copy this stuff, paste, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Save it. When we go to the products pages, now we see the same thing. Here on each one, save it. Very nice. Copy this section, Ctrl C. Change the top products to our products. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. We can make this flex wrap. Flex wrap. Promotion, merge at top. 20 pixels. Very nice. Now let's work on the contact page. Now it is empty. You can contact us using the forum below. Very nice. HTML forum for now action. Nothing. Control C, email, message. This one should be text area. Control X, Control V, and here we say write something. For now it looks like this. Class bold, empty 10, empty 10, Control C, Control V, Control V, Control C, Control V, Control V. Very nice. Forum input width 100%, height 30 pixels. Border top and bottom 20 pixels, right and left auto. Forum width 80 view width and max width 600 pixels. Background white, border 1 pixel, solid gray. Padding top and bottom 5 pixels, right and left 10 pixels. Text area width 100% and height 50 pixels. Input type submit, value send. Submit btn, background green, color white, border none, outline 1 pixels, solid, also this green, and the background should be a little bit this green. Text area resize only vertical. Now you cannot resize it horizontally because it will make the page look ugly, you know. Letter spacing 1 pixels, and line height 1.5. This makes your website readable, user friendly. Now let's work on the about page. Control A, Control C. About, Control A, Control V. Remove the forum. This one should be again about. Who are we? Save it. Very nice. We want to reshape the digital world. It should be vision actually. So the main purpose of this course is to teach you how to create reusable components. Now as you see, we have created 3 reusable components. header, side menu, and footer. Now in the development, it is working perfectly, no problem. Let us make it also work in the production. Now we are going to use Node.js to inject the content of these components inside these HTML elements. If you have Node.js installed on your computer, that's perfect. If you don't have Node.js installed, then you can watch the video, the link is in the description, to learn how to install Node.js on your computer. You can check Node.js by going to your terminal and just typing node hyphen hyphen version. I am using almost the latest version of Node.js, which is 22.15. You can also use this in the production, no problem, but I personally prefer that you inject these components into your page for production so that it is SEO friendly. For SEO, the links are very important. Now in these components, we have lots of links, and SEO looks very carefully in the inner links and also outer links. The links that refer to the pages or blogs or articles or products inside your page or inside your website, and the links that sends people outside your website. They all have a big impact in your SEO ranking. So that's why we have to inject them so that these components are inside these pages when the SEO crawls your pages. Let us make it a little bit easier for ourselves. Add here something like S1, Control C, Control V, make it S2, and S3, save it. Same thing here, S1, we need some of these scripts for the production. Format document, save it. Open production.js, const fs, the file system require fs, const path require path, const public path, public, and component path is components. Const all public files fs dot read directory sync public path for file of all public files. We also need to know the extensions. Extension path dot extension name public path plus concatenating with the file, and if extension is HTML, we also need the production directory. Call it build path dot build. File content fs dot read file sync public path the file encoding UTF-8. Now we need to read the components. Components fs dot read component path inside this folder. We don't have any other folder. Normally, in my case, in this situation, we don't need the recursive option, but just in case, if in the future you add another folders or subfolders, then if you don't have this, then it will not work. So that's why you should also allow the recursive option. The base name to lowercase includes header component content. For now, nothing. We set the component content to the file content. Read file sync component path concatenating with component and encoding UTF-8. And in the file content, we set file content dot replace. For the header was this one. Replace this with the component content. Just here. Copy this for all other components. Side menu, because we convert it to lowercase, so it is side menu. Can also use only side. For the side menu, it was is true. And a footer is 3, so we don't need to repeat this everywhere. Control X here. fs dot write file sync. Now the build path plus file and the content, file content. Else the other files are either CSS, JavaScript or images or any other file. We copy them to the build folder. fs dot copy file, public path and build path. Normally we have to join this using path.join, and if we get error then we will do that, otherwise it is not necessary. Now save it. Let us run this and see what happens. Terminal, new terminal, node, production. Okay, congratulations, we got error. No such file or directory. Public about. Change this to build path. path.join. Let us create a folder mkdir sync. The path is build path. Save it. Operation not permitted. Okay, we need to set permission for this to copy these files. We also get this error if the folder does not exist where we want to copy the content, where we want to copy the file. Let us also create here image directory inside the build folder. Slash images. If it does not exist, we create fs.exist sync build path. Same thing for the other one. We should only copy if the file does not exist. If fs.exists so file content dot replace all slash public with nothing. Control C, Control V. This is only replace this. With scripts. Command 1 slash as well. In the scripts, move this inside this if statement, format it, save it. We also don't need this, remove it. Delete the build folder completely to create the new one. Very nice. Refresh. Open with live server. Now you see the build version is working as expected. That's it guys. If it was helpful, like the video. Feel free to explore my channel and watch my other videos as well. I have published many helpful, useful courses, tutorials, tips, tricks, and hacks that can help you with your career, with your studies, with your projects, and with your everyday life. Thanks for watching. Take care and have beautiful times.